What's up YouTube, it's your boy Steven, and welcome back to another Black Myth Wukong video. Lately, I've noticed that people are not feeling the Ring of Fire spell. This ability unlocks in chapter 3, yet most players, including myself, tend to overlook it in favor of stronger options like the fan favorite Immobilize spell. Now, after diving into some online discussions, I keep seeing the same complaints. Oh, the Ring of Fire is useless. Immobilize is just better in every way. Bro, what does Ring of Fire even do? Chat Immobilize users. And where I get where y'all coming from, I can guarantee you're sleeping on this spell. In this video, I'll break down the mechanics, optimal builds, synergies, and playstyles that make Ring of Fire a serious game changer when used correctly. But before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. A lot of you watching are new here, and I promise you, with guides like these, you won't regret hitting that subscribe button. Now guys, let's talk about why you are probably using Ring of Fire wrong. Breaking down Ring of Fire, basics and upgrades. First, let's go over the basics. Ring of Fire is a mysticism spell that provides both health recovery and stamina boost. By literally drawing a Ring of Fire around the destined one, you gain constant health regeneration, focus regeneration, and, people don't even know about this last one, boosted effects from your drinks. Now, the base version of the Ring of Fire does not have all of these effects right away. You'll need to get some upgrades to unlock its full potential, so let's go over those right now. The first upgrade in the Ring of Fire tree is the Flaring Dharma, which increases the spell's duration. Not much to say here, it's pretty straightforward, but always useful, as longer Ring of Fire means more value over time. As you can see in the background, without Flaming Dharma, our Ring of Fire lasts about 20 seconds, but with a fully upgraded Flaming Dharma, our spell lasts about 25 seconds, giving you 5 extra seconds of your Ring of Fire. Now, let's move on to the left side of the upgrade tree. Raging Flames increases the focus generation while inside the spell. This is a fantastic upgrade, as focus regen is one of the Ring of Fire's most valuable traits, letting you sustain your abilities much longer. Next we have Consolidation, which boosts health recovery while inside the ring. This is an excellent survivability upgrade, and personally I love using the Ring of Fire as a healing tool instead of always relying on my gourd. This upgrade makes that strategy way more effective. Now moving on to the right side of the tree. The Burning Zeal upgrade increases max stamina while standing inside the Ring of Fire. This is really nice to have, but compared to the previous upgrades, it's less essential. Once you reach higher New Game Plus playthroughs, this upgrade loses its value since Celestial Medicines already provide a massive stamina boost. Next we have the Flames Embraced, and let me tell you, this upgrade is huge. The Flames Embrace increases damage reduction by a massive 20% while inside the Ring of Fire. This is without a doubt the most important upgrade in the tree. Damage reduction is one of the strongest stats in the game, making this upgrade a must-have. By the way, if you don't know what damage reduction does, please check out my build guide on damage reduction. Finally, we have the last upgrade in the tree, Boundless Blessings. Boundless Blessings allows you to retain Ring of Fire's effects even after stepping out of it, so long as you stay in the Ring of Fire for a short time first. This upgrade is insanely good as it gives you full freedom to move without losing your buffs. However, there is a catch. This upgrade moderately increases the mana cost of the spell, and in my opinion, the mana cost is very misleading. Many players don't realize how much it reduces the number of times you can actually cast the Ring of Fire in a single fight. So make sure you look at your mana very closely. That being said, I still think that trade-off is worth it, just with the right setup. If you're only picking a few upgrades, I highly recommend the Flames Embrace, Consolidation, and Raging Flames. But at the end of the day, you're going to want every single upgrade in the Ring of Fire upgrade tree. Now that we've covered the spell's upgrades, let's move on to the items, spirits, and gear that can make this build even stronger. For the armor, I'm going to be highlighting the Armor of Opulence. This is the only armor with direct synergy to the Ring of Fire, as it causes the Ring of Fire to summon bursts of firecrackers. However, I don't recommend this set just because it doesn't offer enough value compared to other options. I like using the Iron Tough armor set, the Yaksha armor set, the Wukong armor set, honestly, pretty much every other armor set besides this one. But I still wanted to mention it for the completion's sake. Next, we'll talk about the weapons. I'd say that the Ching Mallet or focus charge weapons are the best ones to use with this spell. There are plenty of staffs that we can use, but here we want to optimize either focus charge or 3 to 4 point charged heavies. Using staffs like the Ching Mallet, the Fang Science Staff, the Golden Luong Staff, or even the Stormflash Luong Staff will result in great synergy with the Ring of Fire. Change up which staff you use in accordance to your playstyle and what you have unlocked. Next for the curios, we have the Ever Burning Palace Lantern. Now, this one is really the only one that helps Ring of Fire, as it lets your light attacks inflict scorch damage while inside the Ring of Fire. Similar to the armor though, this isn't my top recommendation, but in specific situations, it can be useful. Personally, I'd much rather use the Tridacta Pendant for spell cooldown, or even the golden button for extra damage at max health. But again guys, I didn't want to brush over the lantern, since it does help with the Ring of Fire. Next, we will talk about the spirits. Now, there are 5 main spirits that will work with this build. However, let me clarify, there are no spirits that actually directly buff the Ring of Fire. I'll explain why I'm recommending these spirits in the playstyle sections a little bit, but for now, here's a quick breakdown. Firstly, we'll talk about the Bull Governor and the Flint Vanguard. Both of these spirits increase scorch damage, but keep in mind this only applies to the scorch effect from the Palace Lantern, making these spirits highly situational. If you're going for a scorch build, I'd recommend these two. Next, I'll recommend the Turtle Treasurer. The Turtle Treasurer is another great spirit to use, which increases your damage output. Its passive helps increase the damage of 3 to 4 point focus charged heavies, and with the Ring of Fire, you will have plenty of those. Next, talk about the Earth Wolf. If you feel like you need even more focus, I would say that the Earth Wolf is a great spirit for you, since its passive helps increase the amount of focus you gain per hit. Lastly, I recommend Charface. This spirit increases the charge speed of heavy attacks. Now you might be wondering, why would I ever need this spirit? Trust me, give me a few minutes and I will tell you exactly why this spirit is a game changer. Next, we'll talk about the vessels. For the vessels, I recommend the Fireproof Mantle for its passive focus charge. But honestly, you can kind of pick whatever you want. The vessels are highly situational. For the soaks, the only one worth mentioning is the Goji Shoots, which increases the duration of Ring of Fire. Now this one is a no-brainer. Now for the drinks, we need to be careful with our choices. As I mentioned earlier, Ring of Fire enhances the effects of any drink while inside its radius. That means that the drink you choose becomes even stronger when used inside the ring. Here are some great picks based on your playstyle. If you're going for one-shot setups, drink the Luong Bomb, which increases damage of your next attack. If you want maximum survivability, pick the Jade Dew for more health regeneration. If you're a combo heavy player that looks to dish out relentless attacks, use the Sour Wine. You get the idea. Pick the drink that suits your build, and Ring of Fire will boost its effects. Now next we'll talk about the relics, and this is the most important part of the Ring of Fire. For the relic, we will use the Hubris Nose, spec'd into the In One Breath. This relic is truly what elevates the Ring of Fire. With it, you can charge up to 4 focus points while inside the ring. Now let me remind you, you cannot do this if you do not have this relic. This relic alone makes Ring of Fire sometimes a viable pick over Immobilize. Without it, Ring of Fire's potential is severely limited, so I'd recommend getting this relic as soon as possible. Now guys, we will get to the most important part of the video, the playstyle. I rarely see players using this spell the right way, and honestly, it pains me to see how many people don't know how to maximize its effectiveness. Most just cast it and stand inside it without realizing its true potential. So, let me break it down for you. The spell is not just a buff, it is a combat tool. The first method of combat we have is optimizing charged heavy attacks. Because the spell passively generates focus, it lets you constantly charge focus and unleash high damage attacks, especially when used strategically. Now here's the correct sequence to maximize damage output. You can use your Clap Step to avoid damage while maintaining positioning, sip your gourd before casting the Ring of Fire for extended duration, cast the Ring of Fire to start building focus regeneration, sip your gourd again to further enhance your damage potential, Charge a full 4-point charged heavy while standing inside the ring of fire. And finally, unleash your attack for a massive burst of damage. If you're already using this method, you're on the right track. But trust me, this is only scratching the surface. The second method of using Ring of Fire is to interrupt enemies and stun them. This is where most players completely overlook the Ring of Fire's true strength. The hidden mechanic of this spell is that it stuns enemies upon casting. This means that you can actually break enemies out of their combos and interrupt their attacks just by casting the spell at the right time. Now, this opens up insane combat possibilities. You can use Ring of Fire as an instant counter to enemies' attacks. If an enemy is winding up for an attack, cast Ring of Fire mid-animation to disrupt their move and gain breathing room. Now be very careful here because not all attacks can be stunned. This is actually very situational and some bosses just don't care about that. Now another method to use Ring of Fire is to combo chain. Once you understand how the Ring of Fire stuns enemies, you can actually chain it into your combos, creating devastating attack sequences. For example, make sure you fight your enemy while inside the Ring of Fire. This technique takes practice, but you'll need good timing, and once you master it, you'll be able to chain devastating combos while staying fully buffed the entire time. Now most people drop Ring of Fire and stand inside it, hoping for passive benefits. But the real way to use it is to actively engage with its mechanics. Make sure you use it to charge high damage heavies, use it to interrupt enemy combos and create openings, and use it to chain your own combos and stay aggressive. If you apply these techniques, I promise you, it will completely change the way you use this spell. Now, a couple last caveats and tips for the Ring of Fire. If you love to use Pluck of Many, you can actually combo this with the Ring of Fire in order to pull off crazy 4-point charged heavies with your clones. Furthermore, if you get lucky enough, your clones will copy your Ring of Fire spell, and you will have a small portion of the entire battlefield filled with the Ring of Fire, increasing the area of effect of the spell itself. This means you can quite literally run around the arena, have your clones take some damage, and charge up heavies as much as you want. And the last tip I have for Ring of Fire is how it interacts with the surface terrain. Now, I saw some Reddit posts saying that Ring of Fire doesn't work in water. Now, this is true, but for some reason, the Ring of Fire will still work in other liquids. Let me show you. Spoilers, by the way. During the Tiger Vanguard fight in Chapter 2, the combat arena is filled with a pool of blood. The Ring of Fire still works in this liquid. In the Keeper of Flaming Mountains fight in Chapter 5, the combat arena is filled with some strange black and white liquid, but the Ring of Fire still works. During the Emerald Mantis fight in Chapter 6, you are on Baje's stomach, and you guessed it, Ring of Fire still works. There are some strange interactions in this game, and this is definitely one of them. I'm not questioning it, but this is a bit odd. So if you're not directly in water terrain, the Ring of Fire spell will actually work. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys learned something about the Ring of Fire spell, let me know by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing for me. Let me know if you guys want to see other specific guides on spells, builds, items, or anything else in black with Wukong. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.